Hello, welcome to Beautiful Star YouTube channel. I'm your host, Antoinette, and let's get right into it. So basically, this is for all of the ladies out there who left an abusive relationship but is not really over it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you still dealing with the emotional aspect of it, missing, wanting to go back, not really over it. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm speaking from not a textbook standpoint, but from a standpoint of being a domestic violence survivor and being able to identify with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's been plenty of times that I wanted to go back, and I did go back. So that's why I feel like it's some type of urgency for me to do this video, because a lot of people think that, okay, once you leave abusive relationship, you safe, you're fine. But you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of things that will force a woman to go back, or you know what I'm saying, like, because you miss them, you thinking about the person that they was before the abuse. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like tainting your idea, or you think like, oh, well, you blame yourself, like, well, maybe if I didn't do X, Y, and Z, or you feel like, oh, okay, well, maybe my children need a father, whatever the situation is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and you could be done left the relationship, whether it's weeks, months, or even years, because I've worked with women who've been out of a relationship for like 3 years, and they still talking about how they miss this person, love them, but they know it's a effed up situation. You feel what I'm saying? So basically, you know what I'm saying, you can't really look at like, okay, well, you've been out of that relationship for 3 years, but you know what I'm saying, you have like these attachments or emotional, like this bond or whatever. But what I'm doing, I'm gonna give you 3 things on how to get over the abusive relationship. I have like, listen, I have more than three things that you could do. I have like probably like 50 things that you could do, but I'm just going to keep it brief pretty much. So the first thing that I would say for you to do is to keep yourself busy with self-improvements. You feel what I'm saying? I say this because a lot of times when you sitting around the house, you feel what I'm saying, you won't probably on Instagram scrolling or doing some dumb shit. You feel what I'm saying? And you thinking about this person, because it's like, if you scrolling on Instagram and you see a whole bunch of photos of people, like, you know, posted up with they bae and all this stuff, and they look like they got it all together, and you may think in your mind like, yo, me and such could have had this, or we was on the way to this, or you know what I'm saying, whatever the faults are. You feel what I'm saying? So you don't want to have, like, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to have like so much time on your hands where you kind of allowing your mind to wander. So you want to think about, you know, what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know, like, if you know what I'm saying, you want to start thinking about what you want to do, because if you don't know, that's something that you want to do. You feel what I'm saying? Because I remember when I made the choice to finally leave my abuser. You feel what I'm saying? I was like 25 years old. And I say final because I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Like, I was that type of, you know what I'm saying, young woman at that time that felt like, okay, you know, I blamed myself. I felt like, okay, well, maybe if I didn't do this, he wouldn't have never escalated. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I took him back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because even though I left, I never changed my number. I still had my same social media. I still was talking to people that he knew. So it was ways in which he could have, like, you know, connected with me. You feel what I'm saying? But when I made that final choice to leave, like, everything completely, like, you know what I'm saying, switched up. Everything changed. Like, I dealt with, you know what I'm saying, my emotional aspect of myself. You know what I'm saying? I dealt with my emotional self, and I set up a schedule for myself. Like, I kept myself, girls, let me tell you something. I was going to college full time. I was working full time, and the spare time that I did have, I found like activities that I could do with my son, and then also incorporate with my friends. I spent a lot of time with my moms, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, when you are in an abusive relationship, what the abuser like to do is they like to isolate you because they want you all to themselves. You feel what I'm saying? So I did that. I spent time with my friends and family, but also I kept myself busy with the things that I love to do. At that time, I decided to buy studio equipment. I created a home studio, and I started like recording music. I started making videos. I started at that time because that's what I liked at that time, and I kept myself so busy with that, to the fact that I wasn't worried about this man no more, and I didn't fantasize about what if I took him back and he changed, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of times we kind of like fantasize about, like, create a false reality in our mind of how this person, because of what we know this person to be outside of the abuse. Because you got to think about it, it wasn't always bad times. It was good times as well, but I'm not going to say that the good times stood the bad times, because when it was bad, it was really, really bad. You feel what I'm saying? So I just kept myself busy. I kept myself busy. You know what I'm saying? I set out a plan for myself. I set out a schedule for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with you out there, you could kind of like figure out what it is that you want to do if you're not doing it. Because I know, us as women, we work, go to school, have different what is it called, curricular activities, or stuff that we like to do on the side. And I say start to rediscover the things that you like to do. You feel what I'm saying? Start to think about those things. Like, okay, like let's say if you was a writer, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you pick up a pen and start writing stories? Or if you always like dance, how about learning some different dance routines, or taking a dance class, or you know what I'm saying, or creating your own dance class. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta kind of get back to yourself. And I doing the self-improvement, this is like, I was in school because I was thinking about my future, because I knew that I had my son, and I knew that I wanted a better life for my son. I wanted to be financially capable to do things that I was not able to do. And being in a domestic violence relationship, because I say domestic violence relationship, but it's pretty much abusive, but it's still like the same thing. But you want to think about some of the things that you want to do. But I was focusing on my future. I knew that I wanted to do different things. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was in school, and I encourage you to find out. Like, I'm not telling you, oh yeah, go sign up for a class, girl, and pay $8,000 for a class. I'm not saying that. I'm trying to say, find out what your passion is. Because self-improvement, you could get better with time. Allow yourself to get better with time. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the things that you liked before being in that relationship. Because sometimes, when you leave a relationship, you so fucking disoriented. You feel what I'm saying? Like, your mind is all scattered everywhere. You done forgot who the fuck you was, or what you liked. And if you can't remember what you like, think about some things that you want to do now. You know what I'm saying? That's important. I had to drink my water. My mouth was a little dry. But that's important. Like, you want to improve some skills. Maybe you have some difficulties reading. Maybe you want to take on a reading class. Maybe you want to start reading books. Maybe you're not you don't know that much about computers. Maybe you could learn about computers. You know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe you was the type of person that you kind of like didn't do your hair. Like, you started looking like, looking all dingy and shit. Not doing your hair, just getting up, you feel what I'm saying? Just throwing on a scarf and the days, and that's it. But let's say if you want to start looking nice and keeping yourself together, you feel what I'm saying? Like, keeping yourself in a way in which you want to keep your hair up. Maybe watch some YouTube videos on how to braid your hair or style your hair some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing something that's going to make you feel good about yourself. That's going to make you feel accomplished. Because even if you decide like, oh, well, I don't think college is for me. I don't want to go to fucking college. Well, maybe you want to take on a trade. Maybe you want to read a book, that could take you to the next level of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really all about, like going to the next level. Challenge yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean with when I'm saying, like, keep yourself busy with self-improvements. Because if you working on yourself, you feel what I'm saying, you don't have time to think about nobody else. That's key. That's number one. You feel what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, you want to kind of like build that up for yourself. You want to like build that up for yourself in a way in which you're not really like sitting around thinking about, oh yeah, X, Y, and Z. He, like thinking about what he did or what you could have did, or like, yo. And I also said, like, yo, if you out of an abusive relationship, like for at least, like, even if you left them and it's been like 2 weeks, yo, cut all that social media stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no reason why this person should be texting you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you really serious about that, you feel what I'm saying? Like, change your number, block him. You know what I'm saying? There's this thing on your phone where you could kind of like, you could block private numbers and you could just block, known numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why you left this abusive relationship and this dude is hitting you up on Instagram talking about he like your picture, or on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, take a break from that social media shit and get your shit together. Work on yourself, because you don't want to be like, yo, a whole year, another year go by and you still stuck on this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I always say this, like, he is never going to freaking change. Let him be the change for somebody else. That's how that's what I always say. You know what I'm saying? I always let, like, people know, like, yo, let him be the change for somebody else. Like, you don't gotta save this dude. You know how they always say this thing about women and stuff, like, oh, Captain Save a Hoe. You ain't gotta save that dude. He ain't worth saving. You don't need to go back. You want to better yourself. Like, this times is changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, times has changed so much. Think about 2019. Like, yo, here I go diverting or whatever, but it is what it is. But in 2019, I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this in 2020. I had so many plans, But then, this coronavirus shit popped up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the whole COVID-19 came through and shut everything fucking down. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even the fact that the shit just happened like it happened and it only happened to a certain demographic. No, the whole world is feeling this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally, outside was literally closed. So it's like you inside, like right now, like as I'm talking and stuff like that, if you have a lot of time to yourself, you in the house by yourself, you could get a lot of stuff done. You could really, really get, like, know yourself, get to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wasn't going to make this so deep, because I said I could give y'all a whole 50 things. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping this shit on the surface right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hit me up on my email. You want to know, like, because it just goes really deep. Like, when you really want to, like, really understand yourself, really get to the root of your problems, really work on yourself, like, you really got to put that work in. And I feel like, yeah, even though, like, 2019, we wasn't expecting 2020 to be on some crazy ish like this, but that when that happened, that caused me to think, like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really gotta be serious. You really gotta, you know what I'm saying, take this life serious. You feel what I'm saying? And if you left the abusive relationship, you know what I'm saying, you should be grateful. Like, damn, I'm quarantined by myself. I'm in my house by myself, or maybe you're in your house with your relatives, your family, but at least you ain't stuck in a house with, you know what I'm saying, someone that's abusing you. But there are so many women out there who are stuck in the house right now with an abuser, because they couldn't, you know what I'm saying, they couldn't deal with the fact of their emotions. They allowed their emotions to take them back to their abuser. And my thing is, don't allow a forced thought, like, of who you think this person is, or who you want this person is, or who, you know what I'm saying, you remember this person to be, to lead you back to that abusive relationship. Okay? You don't want that to be you. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to really analyze this shit and really, and keep it a buck with yourself. Keep it 100%. Be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't going to change. He's not going to change. Let me drink my water. That's just a fact. So you want to think about that shit. Like, yeah, if he, you know what I'm saying, he hit you up, block. Okay? Block, delete, let go. But you want to improve yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying, this is the time to really, like, kind of, like, really sit back and be like, well, damn, like, you know, what do I want to do? How do I want my life to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, whether, even if you work in a full-time job or you not working, you want to think about some things that you want to do for your future. In 5 years from now, where do you see yourself? Right? Because although, yeah, this coronavirus, COVID-19 shit came through, the shit came through like fucking crazy. But if we survive, we make it through it, life just gonna go on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this coronavirus shit came through, but yo, you still gotta be, like, even if, like, they put a freeze on the rent and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But eventually you're going to have to pay your rent. Eventually you're going to have to pay them credit card bills. Eventually you're going to have to pay that car note. Eventually you're going to have to pay, you know what I'm saying, that cell phone bill. Eventually you're going to have to pay your medical bills or whatever bills you have. Life is going to it's going to continue on if you make it through this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and with the self-improvement, this is time for you to, like, you know, take time for yourself and get to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes after leaving an abusive relationship, like, your confidence and self-worth is like low. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it could it could last for a few months, and you kind of like regain your sense of, you know what I'm saying, confidence and self-worth. But sometimes that shit don't come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, based on your routine. You know what I'm saying? Because if you haven't dealt with those thoughts and shit, that's why I say, yo, this shit get deeper. You know what I'm saying? It gets really, really deep. Like, you gotta really go in. Like, you can't be on that victim mode. Like, you gotta, like, forgive yourself for the choices that you made. But the fact of, and you know what I'm saying, you don't want to fucking blame yourself. Like, yeah, you know, we all went through, like, I remember blaming myself and feeling shameful of the stuff that I went through. You know what I'm saying? I literally remember, you know, me, you know, getting myself together, working on myself, and like going, like, I don't know where the fuck I was going. I think I was going to like a job interview, and I just felt very guilty. I felt like, damn, how did I allow this man to bring me fucking down? And then it's like, you know, all those thoughts come back to your mind. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, it makes you feel like it makes you feel like effed up. You feel what I'm saying? I'm over here going to a job interview, and then the thought came to my mind, like, damn, like, you had your own fucking apartment. You had a whole 3-bedroom apartment. You allowed this nigga to fuck all that shit up. You owe the fucking people like over $9,000. This nigga fucked up your apartment. Like, how you let this nigga do that shit to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and yes, I talk like this. I'm from New York. So if you get offended by the N-word, I'm sorry, but I have to be honest. This is how I speak. So yeah, so I was feeling like that. I was feeling like shameful. And it's like, I couldn't forgive myself. I dealt with that emotional shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, once you really get to the root of this shit, like, you let all that shit out and you forgive yourself. But the key thing is, like, moving forward, because there's more life to live. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you may have spent, like, listen, some people spend a few months in an abusive relationship. Other people spend several years, a few years. Other people, you know, spend decades in an abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked with a woman who was in a relationship for 20 years when she said, like, yo, I can't do it no more. 20 years. She gave up 20 years of her time to a man that wasn't even worth a motherfucking day. But that's what happens when you feel like, oh, okay, when you start to disconnect with reality, and then you have this false idea of who this person is, or giving this person a chance that they don't need. They don't need that chance. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you wasted 20 years. Like, you know, I know there's women that's listening to this that, you know, have been in that situation, and you probably going on your year of not being with that person. But I tell you to hang in there and you know, create a plan for yourself, and, you know, focus on that plan. You know, see it through. Work on yourself. Improve yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you've been out of a relationship for 1 year, and you feel like, oh, well, I just don't want to date anybody else. Okay, well, you could start dating yourself. Getting to know yourself again. Getting to know what it is that you like. You know what I'm saying? Looking in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? Really seeing you. You know what I'm saying? Getting deep with yourself, being honest with your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Being honest with what you think, or really getting to the core of what you need to be doing. Like getting to the core of, like, you know what I'm saying? Because we could all have feelings and different emotions, and sometimes our feelings is not like, you may feel like you want to go back to the motherfucker, but that dude ain't changed. So your feeling is off. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be logical. That's the key thing. Logical. Be logical. Be really honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to spend the next years of your life creating experiences that you could look in the mirror and be like, yes. Okay? Now you have the time. You treat yourself good, and then you teach other people how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you gotta do. Treat yourself good so other people could treat you the same way. Because I said this before. Like, people will treat you how you allow them to treat you. I always bring up this example. Like, I had a homegirl who, you know, she got two different friends. One person values their house, the other person don't value their house. You know what I'm saying? So the person that value their house, if she go to their house and she fucking eat something, she gonna wash that dish. Versus the other person who is, you know what I'm saying, they messy by nature. They don't want to clean shit. They got a whole bunch of dishes in the sink, roaches all over the fucking place. So when she eat there, if she eats there, she ain't gonna wash the plate. She just gonna leave that shit there. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you gotta treat yourself good so that, you know what I'm saying, other people will treat you good. You teach people how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you want to think about. So let's go with number 2. You want to definitely have a strong support system. Like I said, when I finally left, I spent, like, the time that I had, I used to spend it with, you know, my friends, my family. I spend a lot of time with my moms because, you know, when I was with my abuser, it was something about, like, I didn't spend time with my moms. I used to spend time with my abuser mom. You know what I'm saying? I was incorporated in what they had going on. But, you know what I'm saying? I started to spend time with my mom, spend time with my friends. I used to have, like, you know, a girls' night out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, when it's something about being with your best girlfriends. It's something therapeutic about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to go out for a movie night. Just watch different stuff, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, I'll go to her house and, you know, we pop in a, you know, back then we have DVD players. You feel what I'm saying? A DVD. So we used to watch DVDs. I don't know if y'all know what a DVD is. You probably do. Yeah, you probably do. But if you young, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you like, what the hell is a DVD player? I mean, yeah, we had pop in a movie, watch a movie, or we play a game. What I used to love about one of my homegirls is that she used to like to throw these girls out, and so we'll get some drinks and we have some, like, little chips and stuff. And then she used to love doing, like, nails and feet, so she'll, like, set up this thing where she doing everybody pedicure and stuff, and doing the nails. And she'd do her own, like, you know, paint her own nails and stuff. And then we, like, play, like, games and stuff. And then, of course, like, we'll probably, like, rate guys, like, oh my god, he's so cute, he's this, whatever, you know. Or we just talk about, like, you know, fun stuff to talk about, or play games. I think the games was, like, the best. I remember we played a game where we was like all rhyming, and it was like we was rapping, but it was like everyone was rhyming. Let me drink some water. It was like everyone was like rhyming and stuff. It was cool. And I was like kind of like therapeutic. You feel what I'm saying? Like sitting here, being able to talk. And you don't want to like hang out with your girlfriends to talk about this bum ass dude. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to fucking mess up the night and talk about your past. Like, so the best thing is to do is like to, probably go out drinking. I know it's a different time, but it'll open back up when outside opens back up. You know what I'm saying? You'll have like other things, like more choices to do. Like right now, like what you could do is like probably like do a Zoom or whatever. And I know a lot of people, they be doing like parties, and they have like a DJ playing, and you be dancing and having a great time, and like experiencing having a great time with your friends. And then also like to talk. And then I know there's some people out there that don't have close friends, or maybe your close friends may have passed away, or maybe they live in a different state, or maybe something else. So there's different groups that you could do. I know I was in a support group too. So that's something you could think about doing. Like maybe if you don't have any close friends, maybe you could kind of like join a group in your area. I know things are kind of like restricted now, but a lot of things are being lifted. But they do have support groups within your area. You can kind of like Google support groups in your area. You can kind of like link up with find out where those secret groups are for domestic violence survivors. You can find that out. And also I am creating a support group online. I used to do some groups outside within the community, but I'm moving it online. So I'm gonna have a sign up. I don't know if I'm going to post it in the description box on this particular video, but it's definitely coming. I'm going to have like, if you want to sign up for like a support group or something like that, you could definitely look for that in the future. But for now, you could kind of like find like different things that to uplift you. They have different things that you could do. Like my support group is mainly going to be for like domestic violence survivors, and it's going to be not really geared towards so much talking about prior abuse, but more so like geared towards the present moment and working towards the future. Because my thing is, I want you guys to move forward and just have an amazing life. You know what I'm saying? Because life is really beautiful. You know what I'm saying? There's so much more life to live. Like the little bit of time that you give into this person, like 5 years, or maybe you gave this person 5 years, 10 years, or maybe even 20 years, but there's so much more life to live, even if you gave this person a month of your time. Because domestic violence can have an impact on your life. You know what I'm saying? It's a traumatic situation, a traumatic thing that happens. So of course it's going to have some mind altering things. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna be changed, but you can revert back to who you was, or at least become a stronger woman. I know you guys here all this noise in the background. I have my window open. So you already know. You hear the cars and all that stuff. I'm surprised. Should that even sound like a gunshot? I ain't gonna hold you. Maybe it was a firecracker. I don't know. But at least it doesn't sound like freaking fire. I'm talking about fire. I mean, like the EMS and police. Oh my God. Like one night, all you heard was EMS. Like it was really bad. But I'm grateful that that's not the sounds. But I'm gonna be talking about this, and then I'm gonna forget what I was talking about. But yeah, but you want to give you want to at least create some great memories, if that's what I was talking about. Because I really started talking about the fucking all the noise, the cars and stuff going by. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have a strong support system. And if you don't have a strong support system, you could kind of like look, what I'm saying, for the groups out there and stuff. And then I said I'll have a group that's coming soon, and you're going to be able to sign up for it. The link is not going to be there now, but no, it will be. Also, I could give out my email address, beautifulstartforyou@gmail.com. You could always email to find out about any future support groups, but I will definitely, once I do it, I'm gonna have a link for you to sign up. But yeah, and the last thing is self-care. Okay? You want to take care of yourself. Every woman needs to put her needs first. Okay? You want to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Self-care is really big. I'm really big on self-care. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you want to always, like, take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure that you are in the right frame of mind. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because it's like, self-care is, you taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's broken down into different things. Like self-care is broken down like spiritually, caring for yourself, emotionally caring for yourself, physically, mentally. It's so many things. You know what I'm saying? Like I go into details with all this shit. But I'm just gonna go into like the surface of it. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as why self-care is important. Self-care, you know what I'm saying? Like self-care is simply doing the things that, you know what I'm saying, is going to help you be happy. You know what I'm saying? Then also like be healthy. Like you ever heard this thing where people say like you want to make sure like your cup is full before you start helping anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to make sure that everything you want to make sure that everything is good with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you don't take care of yourself, how could you be, you know what I'm saying, a better friend? How could you be a better sister, a better daughter? You know what I'm saying? If you have children, how could you be a better parent if you don't, you know what I'm saying, like take care of yourself? You don't want to neglect yourself, you know what I'm saying, because you could kind of like, if you don't take care of yourself, you can kind of like, allow yourself to get burnt out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you're not taking care of yourself, you doing so much, you doing this, doing that for everyone else, and you get fucking burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like you'll feel emotionally exhausted, you'll feel negative, you'll feel a lack of enjoyment, you'll feel hopelessness, you won't feel good. You will feel stress. You know what I'm saying? Like, then also, like, sometimes that shit will bring like negativity. You know what I'm saying? So you want to kind of like take the time out and, you know, deal with the shit that you dealing with. Understand, like, you could be like, let's say if you felt overwhelmed, you could take the time out and be like, just take a breather. Like, yo, I gotta get all this stuff out. Like, I got to get it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to just relax yourself. It's like I said, it's different aspects of self-care. Like, we're going into, like, you know, there's a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Is your self-care could be broken down, but I'm only going to touch on the physical aspect of it, of self-care. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to touch on. The mental and emotional, those things I will touch on a different time. You know what I'm saying? Because those things is more, if I go into all those things, we will be here for like 4 hours. Like, legit. I said I was gonna make this a 10-minute video, but yo, this shit seemed like it's long. I know it's long. So those things will be, I'll go into those at a different time, because like I do I'll go into that at a different time. I'm not even gonna touch on that. So the physical aspect of self-care, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like taking care of your body. You feel what I'm saying? You want to take care of your body. You want to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, your body is healthy. You know what I'm saying? That you're doing like physical activity, because physical activities help you to keep your mind cluttered free. And that's like, you know what I'm saying, a goal. So maybe you want to think about drinking more water. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe eating healthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I eat healthy, you know what I'm saying, sometimes. But, you know, you don't want to be eating all effed up all the time. Like, yo, you having a cheeseburger or this every day. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you want to, like, take the time out and be like, okay, well, let me juice. Let me have a smoothie for breakfast instead of having a freaking sausage, egg, and cheese from the deli store or from McDonald's or some shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? You want to think about, like, you know, putting in healthy food. Maybe you have one day where you're not eating meat, one day where you just eating green foods, you know what I'm saying, lengthy stuff, you know what I'm saying. Maybe you want to do some stretches, do some exercises, or maybe you don't have that much time to like join the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you could do like a 10-minute exercise. Maybe you could like do some squats. You know, if exercising ain't your thing, maybe you could like walk in the neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying, you could walk, like, set your time. This is what I do. I like to I'm gonna walk for an hour. So what I do is I set my timer for 30 minutes and I start working. When it goes off 30 minutes, then I start to walk back home. So that way, you know, I have 30 minutes to wherever I decide to walk to, and then 30 minutes back home. That's my hour. And I do that for at least like 3 times a day to keep my mind, you know what I'm saying, clear. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you want to, like, you know, Maybe you like listening to like, drums, music. Maybe you can like dance, you know what I'm saying? Like, twerk it a little bit, like twerk, twerk, twerk. Or like do some African dances, or maybe some hip hop dances, and just move your body, you know. Um it's just a lot of things that you could do. Maybe you could take like, a free class. um um I see a lot of women, they starting to get into like the whole pole dancing stuff, and that's kind of like cool. I remember I had a homegirl who, she's just so positive. I really love her spirit. She like, oh, let's do pole dancing and stuff like that. So that's something that you could think about, like, kind of like, getting yourself to feel like a little more sexier and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you feel more sexy. Like, take a class. It don't even have to be like pole dancing. It could probably be a self-defense course, or something where you moving, like they probably like, have like, probably like some salsa, or like, they have like African dances, maybe, like stuff like that. And like, also you could kind of like the physical aspect of self-care, like looking at yourself naked. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, as we get older, our body changes, and sometimes we don't even really know our bodies. Like looking in the mirror, like completely naked, and really seeing your body, and loving your body. You know what I'm saying? Really accepting your body. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like doing all these things could boost your like self-esteem up, and that's what really matters. You know what I'm saying? Esteem, or make your confidence up. So those are some things that you could do. Like, I'm going to go over it again. Is 1, keep yourself busy with self-improvements. 2, have a strong support system. And 3, you know what I'm saying, take care of yourself, self-care. And with the self-care, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I only went through the physical aspect. Remember, there's more aspect with self-care, but I only went over that. You know what I'm saying? So there's other aspects to it, and that I will definitely get into next time. The mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, it gets deeper. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, like, I know I did 3 things, but self-love. Like, self-love is really, like, really, really, really key here. You know what I'm saying? Like, self-love is really, really, like, yo, that shit is like, yo, that's the icing on the cake. But yeah, I also I'm gonna go over the self-care in more details, but that's more so like with the courses that I do. Like, I do something with self-love. I did a course on self-love that has not been out yet, and I go over the non-essential factors of self-love. That, listen, that joint will definitely like renew you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so grateful that you actually, listen, and I pray that you apply these tools to your life. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole goal is to become better. You know what I'm saying? Where you at now, you definitely don't want to be next year. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to help. You know what I'm saying? Help you like move forward in the direction of becoming better. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you want to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be better. You want to, you know what I'm saying, be in a different space than what you are now. But I thank you for listening to this. You could definitely hit me up on the email, beautifulstarforyou@gmail.com. Yeah, you cannot leave comments on the YouTube page. I don't have time for trolls. If you're serious, have any questions, any comments, you want to find out about the support group, you want to find out about the self-love course that I did, anything, hit me up. I'm gonna have some stuff in the description box. Also, Beautiful Start podcast, you could definitely listen to that. I have a lot of information over there. I also did a self-love a podcast on self-love, only hitting the surface. I'm not really going over the non-essential factors of self-love, which is key, but it would definitely get you on point. So yeah, thank you for listening. I hope all this outside, like, it sounds like somebody is on a damn motorcycle and stuff. Like, people, like, once they start to get nice, people start to get crazy. Like, they start like taking out the dirt bikes and all that. I know the police, Anywho, I don't want to make that a whole nother conversation. This is supposed to be a 10-minute video. I think this been long. All right. Hit me up on my email. Let me know what you think. Also, any questions, comments. Oh, yes, I have to say this. I'm going to start doing some lives on my Facebook page, on a Beautiful Start Facebook page. I have a Q&A on there. So any questions that you possibly leave on my email address, most likely will be answered there, unless I go live on the YouTube, which I don't know, but I gotta figure that whole live shit out on the YouTube. But on Facebook, I did a live Q&A, so if you wanna check that out, you could check that out. And then, like I said, Beautiful Star podcast, it's mad stuff on there. But all right, have a good day.